All right, let's talk about a serious subject out at the track this year. Legendary announcer Bob Jenkins has a real health battle on his hands, and that is part of our big story coverage tonight on 13 News at 11. Our colleague Anne Marie spoke with Bob Jenkins recently about his health battle, and I talked to Anne earlier this week about her special report that you'll see tonight at 11.
I had a sit-down conversation with Bob Jenkins. He's 73 years old, longtime track announcer, racing announcer, working for ABC, ESPN, really since the late 70s, and most recently being the track announcer. You know, the news did come out in February that he was diagnosed with a terminal brain cancer. It was really tough news, and it's really hard for Bob because this is a path he knows well, personally, intimately, from just 9 years ago. Let's take a look. Jenkins, ironically, is intimately familiar with what's ahead. His wife, Pam, died in 2012, just 6 months after a primary cancer spread to her brain. That had to be hard.
It was very hard. It was very hard for me. It was very hard for her. It was very hard for everybody.
And he says his symptoms now are similar to hers.
I still am very, very confused at times. It's a tough time, it really is.
So Bob lives in Crawfordsville right now. He's had surgery, chemo, and radiation. He has stepped away from the PA announcer duties at the track this Sunday, and he talks about that and about, you know, really going out to the race and not having to worry about work, and that really is a gift. And he just, you know, says first of all he is a racing fan. He has loved his career. He has loved all the places that he's gone, all the stories, and he shares what his memorable moments are. He talks about death, he talks about legacy, and he talks about what he wants the fans to know most. Yeah. It's in part of our conversation tonight at 11, Scott.
His voice is so familiar to race fans. I mean, when you hear him call a race, you just know that's Bob Jenkins. He's just got this awesome voice, doesn't he?
Well, he does, you know, and Simon Pagino tweeted about that, saying hearing Bob Jenkins' voice is like a hug for race fans at the Speedway in the month of May. And I asked Bob, you know, he said, I've just been really lucky. And I'm like, well, you've got the voice, man. You've got the pipes. And he says, you know what? It's just God-given. Yeah. I just open my mouth and that's what comes out, and people don't recognize him necessarily in person, but they hear him and they say, I know that voice. Yeah. So it's really special.
He is a sweet guy, and we very much look forward to watching your story tonight on 13 News at 11. Thanks so much, Ann.